One of the things that's really stressful when managing rental property is dealing with the repairs. As a landlord, I'm sure you hate when you get that call from the tenant telling you that the toilet's leaking or that there's a roof leaking or anything like that, because you just sort of cringe wondering, how much money am I going to have to spend now? But there are a few things that you can do to help save money and keep your house in really good condition. And that involves preventative maintenance, because preventative maintenance really can help in the long run save you money. It costs you every year, but you can budget for that. And by doing that, you know issues that come up, you know things that you might have to budget for down the road, and it really just makes the whole process easier and helps prevent small problems from turning into much bigger ones. So here are 5 areas in your home that you should consider having some sort of preventative maintenance done annually or more than that. Number 1, the roof and gutters. Make sure at least once a year you get it checked out, that the shingles are intact, nothing's peeling back. Look at the gutters, make sure that they get cleaned out. That could be a tenant's responsibility during the lease, but regardless, they need to make sure that they get cleaned out so they don't get clogged up, leak, and all of that, because that could turn into a much, much bigger process. So roof and gutters, number 1. Number 2, plumbing maintenance. If your tenant calls with any sort of leak, they hear something leaking, or you have not winterized your property or had them winterize the property, make sure that you do these things, because pipes can freeze if you live in a place where it's cold. We've had this happen numerous times, even though we give instructions and details to our tenants on how to do this. It's important to do that. If you don't want to do it yourself, hire a plumber to go out during the winter and drain those hose bibs so that they don't freeze. But having your plumbing intact is important. If a toilet is leaking, just slowly over time, it can cause a big problem in other parts of your house. So that's number 2. Number 3, the electrical system. Make sure that if something isn't working or is shorting, or that all your GFCIs are working in the house, just make sure to have those checked at least once a year. Your HVAC system. If you can get a service contract on this, they'll come out twice a year, check the entire system, make sure it's working properly. And then if there ever is a problem and you have a service contract, they will usually come out, put you at the top of the list. So that's good for not only you, Andrew, but it's also good for your tenant. And lastly, pests. We have several property owners who have pest control that comes twice a year. Termites, they just preventatively treat, and we generally don't have issues. And that's really, really pretty cheap. So those are 5 areas I would suggest looking into some preventative maintenance, getting it on a schedule. Then that way you've got good relationships with some contractors who can help if there is ever a bigger problem. But even with all of those in place, you must make sure that you do regular inspections of your house, because they won't catch everything, but you can do a lot yourself just by walking into the property at least once or twice a year. So if you have any questions about maintenance, or you need any help with any of the contractors or service contractors, feel free to give us a call anytime. Thanks.